testing is the sound, because I PC setup, the settings are reset, and I don't know whether the sound is fine or not. Okay, hi guys, this first stream in 2026. I have a lot to share today, but let's scan first. So I think it's on last Friday. There are lots of stocks. Rainbow SNDK is the one I didn't take it. I'm going to talk about them later. So yeah, I missed this, and it went up 40 days. Oh, I believe some of you guys have taken this one. I mean SNDK, and the memory super strong. Also the storage, the drone, and also the precious metal. So a lot of the names are still holding the weekly, like the weekly EMAs are still. Light has been amazing. It hasn't pulled back to the 50 since May. Man, it hasn't even touched the 50. So many huge green candles, so many. And it's pretty rare that you have more than 30 or 40 names that is up 10% in one day. It's really rare. So it shows the market is, the breadth is broad. Things look better and better. Open looks really good on a weekly. But right now the EMAs are still, like the 9 is still under the 21, still under the 50. So I think it needs a few more days to let the EMAs to cross back up. And also it needs to digest the selling pressure from the previous base. Hopefully it can go sideways for a week. But Lumen is weekly too. Pull back to the 21 weekly is a really decent spot. And the EMAs on the daily is not it's very extended to the upside. They're still pretty close to converging. So normally when the EMAs converge, there will be a expansion. PPAI weekly is also looking very nice. Very nice. Half is coming back. Yep, yes, it's on the weekly. I want the market to go sideways for a little bit. This choppy GF for the first time since 2023. Man, but this is so choppy. What is this doing? What are these candles in November? Oh, for mobile eye, this gap up, I'm not going to trade it. It's still under the weekly 50, so it gets rejected several times before. So I don't think buying it near this is a good idea. It's worth. This is so rare. I went through all stocks in my screen and it still hasn't finished. Normally when you go like half of the screen, then the rest of them, like they're only up 1 or even down, up 1%, or even they're red. But this time, the last one appeared in this. I will try to answer the question after I finish the scan, or maybe later in the trading days when I have more to spare. Well, this FIGR is on my watch list all the time since I think the 18th of December. I failed to catch. Not seeing lots of notice today. Most of the names are pretty extended in the short compared to the 9. Most of them are up, going straight up in the past 3 days. Palantir is pretty weak compared to other tech leaders, especially the semis is still under all the EMAs. But it's building a nice base though. Keep building higher lows in the weekly time, in the larger time frames, looking a little bit like Nvidia, the Nvidia base back in 2023. So also a huge run after a pretty deep correction, and then chopping around in the at the very high of the, like at the mountain top. And Nvidia looks in this area, climb back, and VCP maybe. On my love reference, the reaction on the 21, the 3 wicks found support at the 21, and it's not tight, but I think I can manage risk if it breaks out today. I had thought the solar names would be there, but it turns out they're not. Yeah, so most of the names are just extended in the queues are looking wonderful. very classic feature. Don't think to do today. So one main goal that I wanted to achieve this year is trade less. Yeah, trade less. Do less trades. It's really hard to me. I always want to trade. Always want to enter the... Yeah. And the cryptos, after getting a bounce into weekly 9 and a weekly 50 is now rejected. It could actually be a short. Yeah, but I'm getting stopped out. So I entered AEVA yesterday on this. I actually I have the first entry on the the first entry is on the 5-minute or the opening range breakout, and then set the stop at the low of the 5-minute candle. Yeah, I think so. I think I put it at this candle. I think it's this one before this huge. So my stop is around 3%, and then it stops me out after decent run. But later today, found supports and then consolidates pretty nicely in the 5-minute or the, you can say in the 50-minute or 1-minute chart. And then I bought this breakout on the 1-minute, or yeah, bought the breakout on the 1-minute. I personally think this is a pretty, now it's fading. Probably gonna stop. And for QBTS, this is not a standard entry. I think this trade, I'm not doing it. Yeah, it's not a really good setup or really, but on Friday, like everything starts going up, like going straight up, and I just saw so many strengths across different sectors across the markets, and then I just took a try. After this, QBTS forms a inside bar at 1 hour time, at 1 hour, and then I bought it a breakout. But I think this is a little bit kind of a random trade that I took that I'm not very satisfied with. But a good thing is above the anchor gap from the previous swing highs, so it adds a little bit of like bonus points to that trade. Personally, I'm not. Yeah, it's not a good trade. In HUD, I just bought mini range highs on this gap up, and also on the weekly breakout, the forms a inside bar on the weekly chart, and then I bought the breakout of the previous. And Rocket Lab is a pullback buy, is the pullback to the anchor VWAP and the daily 9. I remember I bought it at the 1 minute break, so I put it at this candle right here, and the stop is around 1.5. Unfortunately, this works perfectly, and especially yesterday, I didn't expect it pushes that much higher yesterday. But when I close my screen yesterday, it's only up 1%. I think it's around here, and then I just left the table, left it, and then when I check it for this morning, and it said it was up 10%. Well, I said, what? But that stopped out AEVA. This was sad. But I do think AEVA would be a really potential stock. The stock has the potential to be the next leader. We really love the strong move earlier last year, in the early last year, and a huge base, a 6-month or 7-month base, and now it's reclaiming all the weekly EMAs. Are you telling me that it's finding support at my stop? Oh my god. I'm actually looking at the longs on the crypto names, and especially Galaxy. Nvidia is bounced also near the anchor VWAP on the swing high, and the space names are really strong. ASTS, one of the main stocks that I wanted to in entry later this week or next week, hopefully next, letting the EMAs catch up, and then there will be a good looking base. But currently the right side is a bit too loose. If you can tighten up a bit, that would be perfect. I personally think my MSTR is getting oversold. Look, it's down 60% in half a year, but still under the 21. So I'm going to be patient. if it can do 1 or 2 more days above the, and also like the daily EMA can be the 50 can be a little bit closer to the 150, then I would consider to buy it. But right now, it's a little bit too risky. For this FRGR, I think on Friday, it's possible to buy at the breakout of the previous candle at 42. But there's one thing that I skip this entry. The hourly EMA trending down, and the breakout level, which is around the 42, is very close to the hourly 50. So it lowers the probability that it works out and then continues to going on the upside. But because as the stop is so tight, it's less than 2%. So I do think it's a viable breakout. So if A is a good breakout, I think this one is a B. You can start must to and then on the Monday, this is a much better one compared to the Friday one, because it is a gap up and then it's going straight up at the, and you can manage risk very easily. If you put it at the second candle, 2.5% stop, and if you're buying it at the swing high, which is this candle, it's still under 2% at the stop. So Monday is much more friendly entry. Like whatever entry level you're using, you can manage risk pretty easily, and then you are above all the EMAs. Yes, I love the weekly open. Let's see how it consolidates later this week. Is it going to reject? Keeps going lower. Found support at the rising 20. I really wanted to get rejected on the daily 21 and then consolidate near or above the 21 for 1 or 2 days is enough, I think. Then it is a much more buyable one. Right now is trying to reclaim the hourly 121. I don't personally like buying near those declining EMAs. Let's see. And these memory names are getting a ugly reversal. My entry on QBTS is 27.773. Yes. So at this inside bar breakout. When is my interview with JLo? I don't know. Q1 this. So I have one bad news I'd like to share with you guys. So I think some of you may have observed that I traded pretty badly in December. So I have a 26% drawdown in December. So very unfortunately, I failed to achieve that the goal that I set in early last year, which is to control the drawdown within 20%. And then it's so unfortunately that I failed this goal at the last month of 2025. So it's been pretty tough. So after the Christmas break that I reviewed all the trades in December, so I learned so many lessons, and I think it's a great time to share with you. I will share some with you. Yeah, I think I will share it in the interview later, like I did last year. I shared the 35% drawdown last year, and this year I'm also going to share the 26% drawdown in December, which is pretty tough mentally. And I did not get caught by the gap down, but I get caught by the gap ups on my shorts. But it's not a huge up, so I don't think it really matters that much. But I think the major reason the drawdown I get a 26% drawdown is I trade too much, and then I took too many random trades. Yeah, it's easier to set than done, and I took 74 trades in December, and only 9 of them are winning trades, and then the rest 65 of them are losing trades. And out of the 74 trades, so 46% of them, I think it is random trades. I also don't know what I'm doing at that moment of the time. Like it isn't really worth buying at all. I don't know why I'm trading like that. Like 46% of those trades should be avoidable, and only 20% of the trades are the A trades. They are the really good trades, but yeah, and the rest, the 34% is the B trades. That is like the fair trades that not a must to take, but yeah, it's fine. So I think the major reason lies at the C trades, the 46%. So nearly half of the trades are like just the random trades. That could be easy. I believe it's like when I care too much about my performance, and I want to, like, if my shorts isn't work or gets stopped out, then I would really want to switch to take the long position. And this mindset is pretty devastating, and it just leads to overtrading. I end the year with 969%, still an incredible performance, but yeah, the 26% drawdown is unacceptable to me. Yeah, I really think I can do much better, but yeah, this, like, half of the trades in December are I shouldn't even yes. And then the second reason is I'm a little bit too bearish at the December, especially at after 11th of December. So a lot of the stocks are looking pretty bad, like AMD, like losing all the year. Like Oklo is looking really bad, but I didn't take the shorts on Oklo. So some shorts are working, but the shorts that I took aren't working, and I think I took the profits. I didn't early. For example, I shorted IONQ on the 17th of December. I shorted at the pullback or to the 21 or the 50, and then I shorted the reversal, and then I got stopped out on Monday. So it just worked for 1 or 2 days, and then it reverses back up. So I have a lot of trades that looks similar to this. The QPTS I also shorted at the 17th of December, and then I got stopped out on Friday. Also, I think this trade is I consider this is an A trade. Like I think it's a good trade. I shorted at the resistance, but just didn't work. So in hindsight, if I just take the profits more aggressively, maybe, yeah. But I wasn't at the screen when it's crapping down, so yeah, I don't know. And there are lots of the random trades. Let me give you some. For example, short circle at the 16th of December, when it pulls back to the 9, and I shorted. And I don't know whether, I think I shorted it at this candle or maybe this one, and it didn't work quite well on. Yeah, it closes pretty strong on that day, and I would say it is a fair trade. It's still, my entry is near the previous swing lows, like the previous lows of these days. Yeah, this one is, yeah, I bought UUUU on the 23rd of December, which is the breakout of the previous candle high. Yes, previous candle high. But actually UUUU still under the 50 EMA, still trending down. And I personally think it should be a short rather than a long. On the 1 hour chart is not that tight. I would say that this small flag is not that tight. And on the daily, it's still under all the EMA. Although it's trying to break out and form an inside day, but if the inside day is formed above the, I would say it would be a much better entry. But it's from under the 50, and I shouldn't. Also, one more. I think I did it on the stream. I shorted a PL at this EP day. I remember at this day everything is red. It's only PL is going up, and then I think I should short this PL near the previous swing highs, near the resistance. This is not an ordinary trade that I would take, but I don't know. So please avoid the random shits. And also when you did too many random trades and then you get stopped out and you slowly drained away your mental capital and your confidence. So it eventually leads to this SNDK that I missed, that failed to take this opportunity on Friday. So on Friday when I saw the SNDK trying to break out, then I don't have that like determination or the right condition to trade, and I hesitate. Yes, SNDK is an A+ on Friday. A+. I don't include pre-market data. Yeah, I very, very rarely look at, except when I refer to my GME trades back in 2021, because my entry is at the pre-market, and I couldn't find my entry price on my daily candle. Back in 2021, I think my entry on GME is at 150 something or 130 something. It's even higher than the price shown on the daily. So I have to open the pre-market chart. And also talking about, I become like too bearish on mid-December. I figure out one of the major reasons that is I focus too much on the small caps or the micro cap, because I build the watch list for the small and micro cap, and there are lots of them are reversing and looking very ugly December or even before that. But I just think that like most small caps and micro caps are the shit code. They're doomed to go to zero. So it's not meaningful to focus too much on the small and micro caps to determine the overall market strength for the market. And I think I focused too much on the small and micro caps back in the mid-December, and which contributes to the over trading also. No swing trading. I think I still have a lot of room for improvements. I'm not eligible to be a teacher. For the free watch lists, yes, I mainly categorize them by the EMA strength. So for the leading watch list, I want to be above the 50, and also the 50 is above the 150. And then for the lagging one would to start under the 50, and the 50 is under the 150, and anything in between would be but I think this is not a, like, you can, it's not a straight rule. If you really think that stock is like bearish, or you are not going to trade it on the upside, and then you can put it at the lagging no matter what. Or if you want to use 21 and the 50 to determine which one is lagging and which one is the lead is leading, it's also okay. But personally, I do 50 and 150. Rivian is at the 4th wick at I will be on the no matter what if it closes above 21 today. And on the weekly, it's just started its uptrend. It just started its up. I think it has a lot more potential to go. Given the market is strong, strategy is turning red. So actually, I don't know whether the crypto will further down. It's looking a little bit similar to early 2020. fails the weekly 50 and then pushes up to the daily 9. Weekly 9. Yes, in December, I didn't increase my position size. I actually reduced my position size all the way along, but I just took too many random trades. And also, I encountered some slippage when trading the smaller caps like CSIQ. Yeah, I bought the breakout I bought it twice. I bought it at the first 5-minute candle and then I got stopped out. And I rebought it at this area and then also got stopped out the next day. And these two trades have faced some slippage and I took a larger loss than I originally planned. I really want to see the quantum name to push higher, push above the 50-day. I don't have a specific percentage, but I think 2% a comfortable level for mentally comfortable. So if I'm using 0.5% risk per trade, then that means that I could afford like taking 4 losing trades in a row in one day. So I think this year I also try to reduce my risk per trade to 0.4% or even to 0.3%, because given that I'm a super over trader, so I think I need to reduce the risk per trade to reduce the risk of a consecutive losing trades and the drawdown. So if I'm trading less actively, that I only maybe take 10 trades per month, then I can risk more. Maybe I can risk 1 or 2% for each trade, but I'm not. So I think I would risk less this year. Position size, to play the position size. So for example, if you have a $10,000 account and you're risking 0.5% of your account, which is $500. So this is your dollar amount risk. And let's say if you're buying Rivian now and your stop is 4.3%, then you need to divide it and you need to divide your dollar amount risk, which is 500, divide the stop. The stop is 4.1%, so 0.041. Oops, no. It should be 50 for a calculation. So it's 0.4. So its precision size would be $1,200. So just divide your dollar amount risk by the stop. I took more than 1,000 trades last year. It's around 1,100, 1,000. Yeah, that's why I think I traded too much. I am going to reduce the number of trades this year. Hopefully below maybe 800, because I'm pretty sure that I just can't sit tight. Like 500 is the ideal number, but it doesn't make sense to me. Maybe gradually, like this year would be 800, the next year would be 5. But gradually put this and also the 50 daily. So Nvidia is chopping around at the 190 level. Oh my god, sorry. I'm just for Dave I think it looks pretty good, especially on the long base going up step by step. And I prefer it to go sideways for a little bit, maybe an inside wick for the next week, because I don't like the previous these red candles. I think it sometimes to digest the selling pressure. So maybe it needs to 1 or 2 weeks, I think would be better. Right now it's a little bit too, and also I think there's high chance that it gets rejected this level. So yes, I think this is the end of this. Yes, and I'm now fully reset and ready to make another great performance this year and just do less random. This is the main target. So hopefully at the end of 2026, when I look back at this stream, I would be pleased, satisfied that I at least took less random trades. Just trade less. And yes, I'm joining the USIC this year as well. So this is the 3rd year that I'm participating in USIC. So see you in